Hey, what's up you guys? Yes, welcome back to another video. It's your girl Akko, and today we're making forearm guards. Now I don't work with leather. Never have before. I'm trying this. I've seen like 5 TikToks and maybe half a YouTube video. So we're just gonna throw our hat in the ring. We're gonna sketch them out on paper first before I decide to cut into the leather. Now, if you're wondering, what type of leather am I using? I have no idea. We got it at a craft thrift store, which is honestly pretty cool. And it was, I think it's like 2 or 3 pounds for 13 bucks. But according to my sister, she thinks it's top grain. I don't know what that means. And then one of my leatherwork friends, we're gonna call him, says it's real leather. So I have no idea, but I'm gonna use it anyway, because my standards are in hell. So we're gonna use it anyway. But first, we're gonna sketch it out on paper, and then we're gonna try and cut it. So let's get to sketching it first. Okay, so I finished sketching it out and styling it, and then I measured it to the leather, and cut out 2 pieces that I think are big enough, and then I just sketched it onto the leather itself on the back of it. This is the front, this is the back. And now I'm gonna cut them out. I'm a little anxious because this one is quite a tight fit, whereas this one is a little bit looser because I did like sewing. I didn't do leather working, and with sewing, you cut it out, like you try and fit it as like close to the edges as you possibly can. So this is like literally on the edges. Okay, so I finished cutting them out, and a lot of the edges are a little rough. To be fair, I'm still learning leatherwork, but essentially what I'm gonna do currently is, well, first off, I'm gonna check to make sure that this is like decently enough a square, like roughly good enough. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take my drill and just file the edges. And then just to smooth some of the fibers down a bit more. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the actual guard of these and I'm gonna mark like the middle lines, because that's where this is getting sewed on. And then I'm gonna glue these to it in like a diamond, and then I'm gonna let that dry for a bit, and then I'll mark out the holes where I'm gonna sew them, and I'm just gonna saddle stitch them together and hope that it's good enough. But I also want to finish the edges on the diamond because I won't get to later. So I got beeswax and I've got a wood tool, and I'm gonna try and make these edges smoother, or at least more finished so that I can do that. So that is step 3, I think. So it's cool. So I'm calling that good enough. They're not quite finished or shiny, but like if you look at it on just the leather side, you don't get any of the stray fibers. So I'm calling that good enough. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make some markings on these where the middle is, so like if I fold this into quarters, I'm gonna mark these spots, and then I'm gonna try and point this in the middle too, so that it is like center, and then I'm going to glue them together because I have leather glue. I don't know how well it will stick. Okay guys, it is day 2. These have essentially fully dried down and I totally forgot to start with them. But I am punching the holes in this. I'm going every ½ centimeter and I am using this awl to punch holes in, as you can see on this side. And that's where we're gonna stitch. But I already have my needle and thread set up. So we have both ends ready for saddle stitching, so. Okay, so I finished stitching this one. I know it's messy, okay? This is my first time making anything out of leather. So I think I'm gonna call that good enough. I did burn down the tail there, but I don't think it matters too much because I'm gonna glue another piece to it anyway. But now I need to stitch this one. I already have the holes punched in and they're way more even with the spacing, so I think it's gonna look better. But I still think I'm gonna go through again with the awl just to make sure the holes are clean. And then on top of that, I need to wax the thread, and I'm gonna stitch these two together, and then I will be back. So yeah, I need more coffee. Wish me luck. Okay, so it's the next day. I wanted these to dry overnight, and I'm sure you can already figure out what's wrong with this picture. I glued them the wrong way, so now it's top of the leather, top of the leather. I glued the soft parts together, but you know what? That is okay. You'll also notice that the sizing is different, like they overlap. It's because I cut it messily, and I just wanted them to sit well on top of each other. So essentially what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stitch them together. I'm gonna stitch the sides together using the smaller top as the guide because it's smaller. And then I'm going to use actually like yarn cutters for like knitting and stuff to trim it, and then I'm gonna finish the edges because that will leave me a cleaner edge, and it will make sure that the stitching stays pretty much even throughout the entire thing. And the reason I'm stitching it before is just to make sure it doesn't move, that the edge stays where the edge is. But I am again going to mark it out with this ruler, and I will make holes with an awl, which is very difficult. Funny enough, it's actually really hard to make holes with an awl. I think it's just because of how hard it is to push through leather. So without further ado, let's go. So I have finished stitching these. It's not the prettiest, but I think it's okay. So next I need to finish the edges, and I'm gonna use a file, and then I have the beeswax obviously, and you're supposed to use like canvas or wood. I kind of just drilled this groove into the wood that the leather will sit in, and I'm gonna use that to create some friction. And we're gonna see how this goes. I hope it goes well. So let's go. Okay, so I just glued down the edges, and I will say, I'm gonna be honest as hell, they actually look pretty good with just the glue on them. I'm not too worried about it. They're probably gonna look raw as hell once the glue's dried, but I don't care. They're irritating me, so I'm gonna go shower. And maybe get a snack because I'm hungry. I'm tired. Okay, ignore I'm in my pajamas right now. It's late. I'm tired. It's actually only 6 p.m. But I'm tired and have not been feeling well. But I need to get these eyelets into this. I've already done the first 7 on this side. I think they look pretty good. I mainly did these off camera so I could figure out the best way to A, make the holes, and B, get the eyelets in the holes and close them. Because I'm using an awl to make the holes. So essentially what I'm going to do, and what I've been doing, is shoving the awl all the way through and like spinning it. And if I can get it to spin like this, it's probably good enough. And then I gotta make sure it's on the front side. But these eyelets aren't quite big enough to go down, so I can just put it on and then twist it to make sure it gets through. And I can't show you the next part, but essentially what I do is on the back I go in with the awl and push it all under the metal, and then I can hammer the metal flat so that it closes on the back like that. So I'm gonna do that 21 more times. Which is gonna suck. But you know what? It's gonna look cool as hell. So, you know, it's the price I pay. Let's go. Going to be all for the video. We have made 2 leather forearm guards. I'm actually really happy with these. They're really cool. I like them. I will post them on my Instagram later, probably this week. But without further ado, you guys, that is going to be all for this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.